Hey, what's going on guys and girls, Twintendo here. In today's video we're going to be talking about the teachers at the school in Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon. Now I've actually talked about the classmates in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. There'll be a link on screen now and in the description, and there will also be one at the end of the video if you just want to wait till then. But anyway, let's get into the video and start discussing these teachers in more detail. So first of all, there's Simipour. Now I start with Simipour only because they're actually the principal or the headmaster of the school, which I find a bit weird because when you look at Simipour, they look so chilled out, you know, really like a hippie kind of, or maybe a stoner, depends on what you think. But basically, I was thinking, how can Simipour be the the headmaster or the principal of the school? Like I thought they'd get a tougher Pokemon in, but actually, when I've looked at the details, it actually does make sense. So basically, Simipour values the autonomy and freedom of the children. And what I mean by that, they understand what it was like to be a child. You have to have a sense of freedom and do your own thing. And Simipour is actually kind of a very free spirit, to be honest. Kind of like I said, a hippie from earlier. That's literally what Simipour is like in terms of personality in this game. And they have an understanding of the children, and basically they know their way of thinking, so they can relate to the child and just let them do their own thing. So they're very laid back by the looks of them. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Simipour. I can imagine Simipour is going to be really chilled out, laid back, maybe a bit similar to Wigglytuff in Wigglytuff's guild, but definitely more chilled than Wigglytuff, because if Wigglytuff didn't get an apple, all hell broke loose. So hopefully nothing like that happens in this game. So next up, we're going to talk about Watchog. Now Watchog is actually the vice principal of the school, which again, that doesn't actually surprise me this time. Watchog, seems like a respectable Pokemon. It seems to be on the lookout and quite serious, and basically that's what Watchog is like. So in contrast to Simipour, Watchog actually cares for the reputation of the school. So they want the school to do well, quite serious and strict, and they're actually afraid of what problems could happen at school. They always want their school to be running perfectly, like how a school should be basically. And they actually look out for Simipour because Simipour is quite carefree, and obviously Watchog has to do the serious work around the school. And they're actually embarrassed when praised, it mentions in the translation. So there is a picture of like Watchog looking really happy. I'm not sure if that's actually what it meant by embarrassed when praised, but that could be something like that. I don't know what the text says, so if you guys do read Japanese, any of you guys, if one of you can translate that, because that would be really helpful. It might not relate to this point I'm making, but it would just be nice to know. Anyway, we're going to move on to Firefetchd, who's actually my personal favourite. I just love Firefetchd. It's an awesome design Pokemon, and according to the translations, they're actually the protagonist and partner's teacher. So I'm not sure if like some of the classmates are separated by teacher, or you're all in one class together. Maybe they're the homeroom teacher, like the main teacher you get, and then the others are specific subjects, or just like the principal, vice principal. I'm not sure if they have a subject each, or is it just the one teacher. But basically Firefetchd is a really serious teacher according to the students, and apparently a lot of their classes are disrupted. So there is one picture when Firefetchd looks really angry, and for some reason all the students are up top, like top of the screen. I don't know why they're not in the classroom, but yeah, that's interesting. I definitely want to see what happens with Firefetchd, because I know he's going to be strict, but it's going to be really fun to see like the comedy moments with Firefetchd, because there's going to be some with a lesson that keeps getting disrupted. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Next up, and finally, we move on to Ordino. Now Ordino is actually the village's doctor, and also a health teacher at the school, which is pretty interesting, that. And they're a friendly but serious teacher, how you have to be, but they make a lot of jokes and they have a quite playful side, which I like the sound of personally. I mean, I think Ordino is going to be a great character by the looks of it. There is one picture when Ordino looks a bit scary and maybe like a villain in that like nighttime shot. I don't know, it's just something I noticed first time I saw the image. It looked a bit off, so that might be like a joke they're making. I honestly don't know, because it just caught my attention is all. So anyway guys, that is pretty much it for the teachers. There's not much on this, but I just thought I'd like to share this video with you guys. Now the common question of the day: which teacher are you most looking forward to seeing? That includes like the principal and vice principal, Simipour and Watchog. So which one do you want to meet the most? And you can list all of them if you want. I just want to know your reasons why. Personally, I'd like to see Firefetchd and Ordino, just because I know Ordino is going to be a funny character, and Firefetchd, some stuff's going to go down in their classroom. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that. And guys, if you haven't seen our two previous videos, they're going to be on screen now. On the left hand side is the classmates in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. So like that's Pancham, Deerling, Shelmet, Goomy, Esper, all the kids around the village. Basically, I made a video about them, detailing their personalities and what they're like in the game. And on the right hand side guys, you can see more details about Hooper's Margin Lamp from Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, Basically, that item allows Hooper to summon legendary Pokemon for you, but there's a slight twist to it, so if you haven't seen that video, it's really interesting. Definitely check that one out. And guys, if you haven't subscribed already, big red button on screen where Mudkip is. If you enjoyed the video and you just like Mudkips, just hit that red button, and yeah, you won't regret it. So guys, I hope you have an awesome day as usual. Next video should be up in a couple of days. I'm going to be actually covering a video on Mr. Nuzleaf, so that's going to be really interesting because I know a few of you guys have suggested I do that, so I'll link the comments in that mention that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in our next one. Peace!